Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Engine Builder Show. On today's episode, our topic will be how to clone your perfect customers so your business grows consistently. We appreciate everyone tuning in as always and enjoy the show. Good morning, everybody.
There was always a ton to learn. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I appreciate you taking time to tune in today. And as always, just drop any comments down below that you have. I will answer them live if I get a chance here, or we will answer them. I can answer them later in the comments. And as always, my goal is just to serve you and help you grow your business and share the lessons that I've learned over the years. And as Jethro said, we're going to talk about how to clone your perfect customers, because if you can clone your perfect customers, then your business can grow consistently. And for me, this was something that was really hard to understand for quite a few years. And to be honest, only in the last 3 or 4 years did I start to really understand what it meant to find your ideal customer, how to define them, and then obviously how to attract more of them. And so, first thing that I would recommend that you do is take time just to define your ideal customer by thinking of your favorite customer that you have right now or that you've worked with in the past. The easiest way to find more of what you want is to be clear about what you have or what you had, with a past customer. And so we have actually an ideal customer map that we help our clients fill out when they work with us. But some of the things that we talk about on there are, we put in all the details about this customer so we can find more of them. So age, gender, what profession they're in, how experienced they are in their profession. So we know if they're beginners or if they're, farther in their career. We talk about, I think I said like their location. So if there's something geographically that's important for your business or who you're working with, sometimes there's certain metro areas or certain parts of the world that are more, more conducive to the folks that you want to work with. And then we'll talk about, either their personal income that we estimate or what size their business is from a revenue standpoint, what things they like, why they started working with you, what they would tell other people about you if they were talking about working with you, what their fears are, what their goals are, who their heroes are. We just got to define everything that we know about this customer that we did work with or that we do work with that we really like so we can find more of them. And so instead of where I struggled or failed in the past was instead of just trying to think of this theoretical person out there, that makes it a lot less concrete for me. I realized that it's a lot easier for me to go, oh, I like working with, client X, so I'm going to define everything about them so I can find more of those people. So that's the first step, is just to do that. Once you've written out a full description of your existing perfect customer that you already like working with, the next thing to start thinking about is, finding out where they hang out online and offline. So once you really, kind of thoroughly profile that customer that you already like working with and they're a great fit for you and your company, then you can start to think, okay, where do they hang out the most? Are they more on Facebook because they hang out on Facebook groups and they like that? Or are they more on LinkedIn because they enjoy a more kind of business professional network? Or, do they watch YouTube all the time because that's where they get their information? Whatever it is from an online standpoint, you can determine that by simply having a conversation with them and saying, hey, where do you get your news? Where do you like to hang out online? And then also, where do they hang out offline? So are they the type of people that like to go, to NASCAR events? Or do they like going to big like professional development, events? Or do they like hockey? Do they like basketball more? Like, you can really start to think about where they may hang out event-wise offline, and then also figure out if they're the type of person that is really social and likes to go out, a few times a week and hang out, socially with friends and colleagues and stuff, or are they the type of person that when work is over, they want to sit down and read a book, and be more kind of private or more introverted. Once you can determine where they're hanging out online and offline, that's going to give you a much better opportunity to market to them and serve them. And so again, the first step, really defining everything about them, profiling that real person, that ideal customer that you already work with or that you have worked with in the past. Then secondly, getting really clear on where they hang out online and offline. You know, online, also think about like what news sites they read. Do they enjoy reading email, or would they rather read a blog? Things like that, just getting clear about what they do. And you can just have a conversation with them and just be honest and say, I love working with you, you know, Mrs. Client X. And so my goal is to learn about you and what you do, because I would love to find more folks like you. It's such a pleasure working with you, or I really enjoyed doing that project with you. So that's the second thing. The third thing is, once you figure out who they are and you have a really clear picture of that, and then you find out where they're hanging out online and offline, the third thing is to create a plan so that you can be an influence in the community that they already are a part of. So when we think about, you know, your ideal customer, we'll say hangs out in some Facebook groups around, let's say, Facebook groups around parenting, for example, because I have a client who serves that niche, and a friend. So if you know that they hang out in parenting groups online and Facebook, then to be the influence in their community so you can attract more folks like them, you can share useful information about how to become a better parent, how to set aside consistent time for your kids. You can create a resource or a checklist or a quick little video, and you can just consistently show up in that community over time, like in that Facebook group, and just connect with people, answer their problems, you know, serve their needs. And then when the time is right, you can make the offer of, hey, here's how I help folks like you. Here's a program I have. Here's the course I have, whatever the case may be. But it takes investing in that community and becoming a part of it, which is a long-term game, not a drop in, try to sell all of your stuff in one shot. From the same standpoint, on the offline side of where they hang out, you can start to realize, oh, in my community, like my ideal customers not only are in these Facebook groups, because we'll stick with the parenting kind of niche idea, parent coaching, they probably also go to play dates and to the library and to the local water park. And there's other places that they go as well. So you can also become influential in that part of their community by being there or hosting events or sponsoring something, or creating, you know, physical things that you can give away in those types of situations that then will end up back with them in their home or in their car, and they'll remember who you are. And so really cloning your ideal customers is a matter of getting clear about who your ideal customer is by really profiling them. That's the first step. Then the second step is finding out where they hang out online and offline, and really understanding clearly why they're there and what they enjoy doing. And then the third step is be an influence in that community so you can build the relationship. They can begin to trust you, and you can become an authority. So again, building that relationship, being an influence in the community means showing up and serving and doing something useful and helpful. When we show up and we contribute first, then it's easier to connect. So my good friend and mentor, Brian Kurtz, always says, you know, contribute to connect. So if you really want to connect with people and serve them, and ultimately that will help you grow a business, first show up and contribute. Do something of use, change their lives, help them solve a problem, and really be a positive factor in their world, in the communities that they live in. And then you have positive influence, and you have the opportunity to ask them for another opportunity to serve them at a higher level in your paid programs, in your coaching, in your products and services, and whatever the case may be. And so as you think about growing your business, just remember what we believe here at Business Marketing Engine. Our first guiding principle is relationships first. Understanding the relationship you have with your existing clients will help you find more of those clients. And then understanding that investing in the communities that they are in is a way that you build relationships with individuals in that community and that community as a whole. And that ultimately is going to help you grow. So alongside of that, obviously, it's always wise to have ways to market to them, like we've talked about, with email marketing, with remarketing, with direct mail, with all the things that you can do to just continue to have your message in front of those folks. But first, it really needs to come from an intention of, you know, having a good relationship with them and really serving them at the highest level. And so that's how we clone our ideal customers. And I'm really grateful because we get to work with amazing clients here who are just phenomenal to work with and are a huge part of the growth and success of our business. And if you need help with your marketing, if you want to really connect with the folks that are your ideal customers, if you want to have, you know, steady lead flow, have your brand grow, and have the marketing support, of a world-class team, we'd love to talk to you. So you can comment down below or message me, or you can go over to businessmarketingengine.com, and we'd be glad to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in today, and we'll see you tomorrow.